Oprah Winfrey says his music is so fabulous, I think it is the best. He's right here, piano maestro Carl Doy joins me before embarking on a North Island tour with the NZSO and Elizabeth Marvelly. Welcome to the show, Carl.
Thanks, Sarah. Lovely to be here.
We'll have to start with the Oprah Winfrey story, and I'm sure you've relayed it so many times, but 2002, you just on the off chance sent your album to Oprah Winfrey's producer.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I never tire of telling this story. I mean, Murray Tom sent it to Oprah's producer, and as I'm sure did thousands of other people. You know, trying to get something on Oprah's producer's desk is very difficult, but it ended up there, and Oprah was looking for another present for her Oprah's favourite things, which every year she has 10 different things, and she has the audience there, and some of the stuff's under the seat. She actually gives them away. That was, do you remember a few years before that she gave them all a car?
Yes, and this time they got a CD.
Well, yes, so they got a CD, but and it's also the same one, I think, where she gave them all a trip to Australia just later. It was that same show.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, and she was looking for the 10th present, and the producer said, well, there's this on the desk, and she picked up, and it was my Together collection, 10 CDs, and she said, okay, that's fine. And she played it, and she loved it because there's photographs and all that sort of thing. And so she picked it up, and we had the pack shot, and she said, this is my favourite thing out of all the favourites. And as she did it, Murray had worked it out so that the website address came on so that they could get online and order, because at that stage it wasn't on sale in the shops even. So the only way they could possibly buy it was that. And so obviously a lot of Americans wrote it down because the phone started ringing.
Did it completely change sales there, or change anything about your life? Was it that
well, it
important?
didn't change. It certainly changed sales, because there weren't any sales at that stage. It hadn't even been released. I mean, you know, it was a mad rush to get some extra product manufactured. And of course, it didn't last for that long, because, you know, but for those few weeks that that followed the program, the sales were terrific.
What an incredible experience! Now, so you've continued the tradition of putting out fabulous CDs, because you've got another one coming out.
I have another one coming out. It's called East West, and it features 8 Chinese songs. Some of the best Chinese songs. The piece of music I just played was. It's called, the original translation is The Moon Represents My Heart, which is a bit of a mouthful, so we've changed it to The Moon My Heart. But it was sung by a very famous and revered Chinese singer called Teresa Teng, who died in the 90s, but this is probably the most famous Chinese song ever. I guarantee you, every Chinese person, male or female, young or old, will know that song.
And you've chosen to have a Chinese influence on your album. Why?
Well, because for a start, I was introduced to them a few years ago, and that music hasn't travelled. Well, it's travelled with the Chinese people, but it hasn't travelled into the West as far as we guys listening to it and knowing it. So I thought, well, this is a great shame, because there's some lovely stuff there. And I was playing in a promotion, playing some of our piano stuff last year, and we noticed that the audiences that were coming were predominantly Chinese, because they love the piano. They absolutely... we did some very quick research. There's about 200 million Chinese people that are studying the piano. 200 million that are studying the piano.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It's amazing. And they love the piano. I mean, if they're not studying the piano, they're studying the violin, but I can't play the violin, so the piano it is.
Now, you're touring with the lovely Elizabeth Marvelly,
yes,
and the NZSO. She just came on a few weeks ago. Tell me a bit about the tour, where you're going to head to, and what people can expect.
Well, we're rehearsing at the moment in Wellington. We've got another 2 days of rehearsal, and then our first night is Wednesday nights at the Michael Fowler. Then we go up to Elizabeth's hometown, which is Rotorua, of course, and that's going to be a really big occasion. Then up to Auckland, and then we have a few days off, and then we're doing New Plymouth and Wanganui. And as far as the actual concert program goes, you can expect all sorts of things. For those of you who bought both of Elizabeth's albums, there's a lot of tracks from that that's being represented on it. There's some classical, there's some Michael Jackson, just from the orchestra alone. We start off with a big overture, Thriller, and it's so lovely working with those guys, because they make everything sound terrific.
Oh no, there's nothing better than listening to an orchestra and a voice and piano together. It'll be a fabulous show.
And Elizabeth's so good. I mean, it's the combination thereof is just it's lovely. I can't wait to get back and play a bit more.
Oh, well, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show, as always, Carl. Thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck with the tour and with the new album.
Thanks, Sarah.
Look forward to hearing the whole thing. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.